The ATVs and shit.
This is the cleanup. They left their garbage all up and down the beach.
I'd say we park it right over here and jump out and hit that beach, guys.
Let's get these samples.
Alrighty.
Get over there.
Let's make sure we got what we're looking for.
Yeah. Spot, let's get some more. Save it.
I got another one.
Alright. Look at this. You see the oil on the beach? You see that? That's all oil.
Slimy, right?
See the oil puddling in the water?
Is it?
Well, it's got oil in it, that's for sure. Well, I'm no professional or anything, but what I'm seeing is oil every time I step puddling up and going out to the ocean. If I saw this on my home beach, I'd be in absolute tears. What we've done is taken a couple samples here to collect, send it to a laboratory, and find out what is actually in this. This is all oil.
You should take a sample from some of this.
Hold on.
Ugh, God, that's disgusting.
Hold on, I'm not really. Can you do it this middle section?
All right, you guys, we should go.
Yeah, every boat that we've seen in this marina that we're in right now is completely covered in oil. You know, and there's little sea otters swimming around on them. And it's all bad. It's just heartbreaking.
Okay, what we've got here, these are some of the samples we took yesterday from Grand Isle Beach. Those are the gloves. You want to take them out of the gloves? Yeah. I'm going to tell FedEx there's no hazardous materials in these packages.
Good morning, world. We're on the corner of Toulouse and Bourbon Street in New Orleans here. We just got back from Grand Isle. Went and got these samples. It was pretty amazing. We ran into a couple of workers that were working on the boats, some safety officers, which will remain nameless. And they invited us to go have a beer at the local bar out there in Grand Isle. And after a couple of beers, they introduced us to one of their co-workers who had collected oil 20 miles out on his boat and had given us a sample straight out. Now all we can do is send these out and get some answers. You know, we got this one from the shore break in Grand Isle. We got this one from the rock jetty in Grand Isle, right there at the very end. They call it the end of the world, actually, which is ironic, but that's where we were. And then this is the one that we got from 20 miles out. You can see the oil blob right there.
There is a lot of something that is not oil in the oil booger, if you will, inside the water sample. And that's why it wasn't acting really like oil. Now, I think a big clue was were the results for the propane diol. Now, I have a guesstimate, I have an estimate here of how much is in there. Now, the number I came up with was 430 parts per million. Okay, it's actually a very large number for propane diol in water. Okay, that's how much we're getting from the water.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Well, let me put it this way: the propane diol is actually part of Corexit. Okay, so if I'm measuring 430 parts per million of propane diol in the water itself, this is just one part of Corexit. The Corexit itself has to be a much bigger number. And it turns out that the toxic level for Corexit for fish is 25 parts per million. So we're measuring at least 425 is toxic in water. If you're in the presence of oil, if the fish encounters oil with mixed in with Corexit, it drops down to 2.6 parts per million as being toxic. So the sample you handed me was probably about 150 times the toxic level for fish. How's that for a starter?
You're kidding me.
No, I am not kidding you. So that's just for the propane diol. Now that means the fact that the propane diol is in the water means that the other compounds of Corexit must also be in the water. And that means this water is, well, like I said, the fact that it was mixed with oil, that you had a sample there with oil in it, means that the level of Corexit in that water was about 150 times the toxic level for fish. And for people, that also certainly means that the number is way too high. From what I'm seeing here, that you don't even have to see the oil to be exposed to Corexit, because the Corexit is in the water, not only in the oil, but it's in the water itself. Because this GC I ran, I drew away from the oil. I did not get oil into the sample. It was just water. So I put just water in the machine. I'm getting 430 parts per million propylene glycol. And then, of course, the propylene glycol is considered to be a minor component, and that's the stuff I was measuring. The propylene glycol itself is 430 parts per million. That's just the propylene glycol. That's not the others. That has to be even higher. If you add up all the components, that water was just jammed with the stuff. The thing is that the level that you find on the surface is many times higher than was needed to kill fish. This stuff is hitting the beaches and is coming up as sea spray, and people are breathing it. And that can explain, if you're swimming in this stuff, if you're breathing this stuff, you're swallowing this stuff, you're going to have problems. This reminds me, when I'm thinking about those commercials from the governor of Florida saying, "Don't worry, everything's fine, come on down." Okay, that reminds me of that time that the EPA told the people at Ground Zero that there was no asbestos in the air, when there was. Okay, I don't know where they're getting their information, but this water is poisonous.